In this video, let's talk about how Unity saves its files and how the file structure works. Now, how the file structure works is basically Unity has one file, which is the project file, and inside of the project file you get multiple scenes. Now, we haven't saved a scene yet. Think of the scene as like in a larger game you have multiple levels, right? So these scenes could be considered as levels in a game, right? So what you can do is you can save your scene. I'm gonna say save scenes or save scene as. I can do either of those. Since we haven't saved it yet, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna save the scene. Now, if you remember, when we started creating the Unity project, this is the project folder that we created. So inside the project folder you find multiple folders, and this is the main folder that we have our projects inside of, like all of the assets that we bring in. Everything gets saved inside of the assets. So that's where I'm going to save my scene. I'm going to say DHM 3173 for my scene, and I'm just going to save it there. So as you can see, this saved as a scene, and I can also save it as inside of a different folder called scenes, but I'm just going to leave it here. And if you remember, we brought in a couple of different assets previously, especially in the free island. If you remember, we have these scenes that we brought in. So if you double click on any of these, it'll open up inside of Unity, and let's see what happens when you do that. I'm going to double click these scenes, and it's going to take a bit for it to load. So it's basically, this is what you're seeing right now, and I think maybe I can play the game, perhaps. Well, maybe not, because I don't have a person here, but if I added a person, I could play this particular or move around this particular scene. Let's do that just to see how that works. So like what we did previously, I'm going to go into first person prefabs, and I'm going to add just a controller there, and let's play it now. And there we go. So we can just navigate around this this scene that was brought in from that particular asset that we imported previously. We can go back to our asset, to our scene, by going to where it was saved. This is what our scene is. I can save it or don't save. I don't want to save it. So here we are back at our project, and if I click there, it's gonna take me back to the place where we started. So this is our scene, and it's basically the same. So I can go back and play that game. There is our smoke. So there we go. So that's how you basically save a scene. Now, you can have multiple scenes in your project, and the next thing that we need to do is we need to save the project as well. So I'm gonna save the project. When I save the project, it saves it in the folder that we had previously looked at. So if you remember, if I open my scene again, this is this project folder. So if you need to copy this to a location, what you need to do is just go and open the scene wherever you saved it. This is where you saved it, and go to the project folder. This is your project folder, right? Under Unity files, this is your project folder. So you can copy it, and you can go to your desktop and then save it here or paste it here. So that way you're copying the entire project folder with all the assets, with all the scenes and such into one location, and then you can put it in your thumb drive and take it. That way you'll have your project with you. So that's how you take your project onto a thumb drive. Just copy it from the location that you saved your project. Make sure that you save the correct folder, not just the one that you have the scene inside of, but the entire folder needs to be there if you want to work on that project later on. So make sure to just copy and paste it somewhere, and then copy and paste it to your thumb drive if you want to move it from computer to computer. That's your project folder. Then we're going to look at how to build you'll make afterwards. I needed to talk about this before we started the animation, because in order for you to use the animation function, you need to understand the folder structure inside of Unity. So that's why I wanted to talk about this. So I'm just going to cancel off this. We don't need to copy it really. I'm going to cancel here, and that's that. In the next video, let's take a look at how to create animations.